You're watching FRCD on CAN TV. Family Resource Center on Disabilities is the Region 1 Parent Training and Information Center in Illinois. You can reach us at 312-939-3513. You can visit our website at www.frcd.org. And we encourage you to follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter at FRCDPTI, and on YouTube at FRCD1231. Family Resource Center on Disabilities is not a law firm or a legal service agency. Thank you for joining today's episode of FRCD on CAN TV, where we discuss special education, parent advocacy, and resources for families of children with disabilities. And today's topic, I am so happy to invite Rocio Perez from the Arc of Illinois. She's going to talk about the tremendous resources that the Arc of Illinois offer. She is the director of the Illinois Lifespan Program at the Arc of Illinois. And Rocio, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, and good morning, everybody. And I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you all. Again, my name is Rocio Perez. I'm with the Arc of Illinois. The Arc of Illinois is a statewide advocacy, information, and resource organization that has been incorporated as a non-for-profit since 1955. Actually, various ARCs across the state of the United States originally began in the 1930s as parents gathered together to develop programs for their children. The ARC has been around for 67 years, and we're happy to provide information about some of the resources that we have.
Thank you. So I was wondering, could you talk? I know you told us a little bit about the Arc of Illinois, but can you talk a little bit about the mission and how you came to join the Arc of Illinois?
Yes. So the mission and the vision of the Arc of Illinois is really to allow individuals with intellectual and or developmental disabilities, to fully participate in their community and to make informed choices. I'm a parent of a young man with autism and intellectual disabilities, and I have been working with the Arc of Illinois for the past 4 years.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. At Family Resource Center on Disabilities, we often refer families to your services. You guys have like a wealth of information, wonderful webinars. I think you guys just came back from the transition conference. So we're going to get into that today because I know you have like a ton of stuff to share with us. So can you let's start off with your department. Can you talk about the Lifespan program?
Yes. So the Lifespan program is what we call the generalist of all the programs that are offered at the ARC. We provide information and resource. Individuals can call us or send us an email. And so we respond to them. And then based on the questions or the resource they're looking for, then we will send them to the agencies. So we link them. We are not a direct service, but we connect families and individuals to the resource that they're looking for. We do that, like I said, over the phone or by email. And then also on our website, which I'll show shortly, we have a searchable database so that individuals can search for themselves, either by their county or by state, some of the category through what category they're looking for about some of the resources.
Excellent. And also, I know you have a couple of visual aids that you want to share, so whenever you're ready, feel free to share those.
Thank you.
Can you talk about some of the other additional programs? Because I know like Lifespan is one program, but you also have Family to Family in regards to health matters. And then I know you guys have like webinars on every topic. I know you guys just did one in Spanish on understanding, I guess you say sexuality and everything, but you did provide one for people with developmental disabilities. So you guys are like, covering everything. So
yes.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and share my PowerPoint slide. It won't take very long, just so that you have a sense of what we do. And again, I'm with the ARC of Illinois. We provide information on key legislative and policy issues, and we provide, importantly, an opportunity for individuals to make a stand and let their legislators know about what's important to them. Because as we know, funding impacts programming. So here are a list of our programs. As you can see, we have several, and I'm just going to focus on a few, but please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions whatsoever. We have assistive technology, family support network, family transition, training, a consumer stipend, and like Paula mentioned earlier, our family to family health information center, which you can find a similar program in states, in all the states in the United States, because it's a federally funded program. The Illinois Lifespan Program, and then our Ligas Family Advocate Program, which works with those individuals who have been selected off the PUNS list. So again, a little bit about the Lifespan Program. We have a 1-800 helpline that you can call. And again, we ask questions and we help families and we link them up to resources. And our number is 1-800-588-7002. And we do have a language line. So if people speak a language other than English or Spanish, because I am bilingual, we will use our language line solutions a resource, and then we are able to communicate with families who speak another language. On our website, we do have a searchable database. And here is an example of how, if you go to our website and you look for county, you put in McHenry, and you're looking for the agency where you can register your son or daughter for PUNS, which is the ISC, the Individual Service Coordination Agency. And it's for McHenry County, it's Service Inc. And again, this is available 24/7. All you need to do is go to our website, and I'll show you a little bit later how to do that. I mentioned before, we do webinars on the second Tuesday of each month at 12 noon. This month, we actually had it on the third Tuesday because there were elections last week. And so we understand that people's attention were focused on that. But all you need to do is register via email. You can post questions during the live session. We save them on our website so that you can view them later. This month was on the 708-377 mental health boards that provide local community funding to support people with intellectual disabilities. On our website, you'll also find some fact sheets, and they are categorized in two different orders. One is alpha order and one is by category. And I'm proud to say that we have many of these fact sheets both in English and in Spanish. Our Ligas Family Advocate Program is an important program because it helps those families whose individuals, their son or daughters, who have been selected off the PUNS list, and they provide them the opportunity to know about the range of services that the funding will actually cover. We have our Consumer Stipend Program that helps individuals to apply for an iPad or a small electronic device. And now, well, this is the consumer stipend slide, so I apologize. So the consumer stipend program is funded through the Illinois Council on Developmental Disabilities. Through their generous funding, which we manage the program, individuals with IDD and their family, including siblings, are able to apply for the stipend to attend a workshop or a conference of their choice, whether it be virtual or in person. It is very flexible, and the website, we do have the applications available in English and Spanish. And as you can see, there are maximum amounts. However, you can apply more than once throughout the year for this. We're back to our assistive technology program stipend. The maximum amount is $500, and it really only pays for the device. So it's for an iPad or for a smaller laptop like a Chromebook. There is an application, and we do require that a professional, whether it be a teacher, a social worker, a counselor, a letter from them also be included in the application. And again, the application is available in English and in Spanish on our website, or we will mail you out a hard copy. Our training department puts out conferences and workshops. And so you can go to our website and look at the various events and opportunities. We recently had one on IDD and mental health on November 1st. As Paulo mentioned, just similar to FRCD, we also are on social media, and we do have a Facebook page for both the ARC as well as our Family to Family Health Information Center. And this is my information, which I will also post in the chat as well. But I wanted to at least give you a visual with some of the programs that I wanted to highlight. And so I'm going to stop sharing. And when you're ready, or if you think it's appropriate, I can go to our website and show our viewers how they can, look for resources on our website.
And actually, we can actually, you're already there. We can go there now. Okay. Yeah, I just want to add that, definitely find them on Facebook, follow their social media. I come across Arc of Illinois stuff all the time. I share it, and it's a great way to quickly access events that they may have. And it seems like you guys always got something going on.
We're trying. So here's our website. Here is our office number. Monday through Thursday, 9 to 4, and Friday, 9 to 5. So I'm going to highlight a few things. As you can see, we have a select language. So over here, people can select it, and then it will translate to that language. So I'm going to go to events. Events is one that I want to highlight. So events will tell you about upcoming events that the ARC is putting on. So know your options. That's the Ligas Family Advocate. They also have programming in English and Spanish. Our next webinar in December, celebrating the holidays on your terms. Again, these webinars are free of charge. Here, I talked earlier about our mental health conference with IDD, and then Speak Up, Speak Out, which is for and is done in collaboration with our self-advocates. Over here is our monthly webinars, where I'm going to just, you can see where the webinars that we've had in the past, and you have free access to them as well as to the PowerPoints or whatever information. The other so we also have our programming in Spanish, and then Family to Family also has monthly webinars that are related on health issues as well as benefits like Medicaid that we know many families use, or early intervention. Ligas Family Advocates, again, that's the program that works with those families whose sons or daughters have been selected off the PUNS list. So you'll find this all under events, our events tab. Under resources, you're going to find our ARC fact sheets. Again, there's alpha order, or there is by category. I primarily like the alpha order. That's the way it works best for me, but we know for other people, they have a different system. So that's our fact sheets in English and Spanish. You can see it's also in English and Spanish, and under this tab, here is for our assistive technology. So if you know of anyone who could use an iPad or a basic Chromebook, they can apply. And as you can see, we have an online, a printable, both in English and Spanish, but you do need to have a letter or an evaluation from a professional. I also want to add that sometimes we currently do have a wait list. So you might want to check with your local CIL, Center for Independent Living. That's also another organization that works with people with disabilities, but they're broad-based. Some of our local CILs throughout the state have their own funding for assistive technology, as well as the Illinois Assistive Technology Program. Over here, going back to the resources tab, we have financial assistance for trainees. And this is the tab, like I said, this is what we'll cover for in-state or out-of-state conference or workshops. Who can apply? You must be an Illinois resident, okay? And either be a person with a developmental disability or a family member, and how you can apply. And again, more requirements. We have an online, printable, and versions. We do ask that if you are going to be applying for this stipend for a workshop that is with another organization outside of the ARC. So like, for example, NADS, National Association for Persons with Down Syndrome, or the Epilepsy Foundation, that you apply at least 3 weeks in advance and provide us with the brochure that lists the workshops that are going to be provided. So the stipend is for a conference that is related to intellectual disabilities. It does not have to be solely ARC of Illinois conferences. Another place that I would like to take you is if you go to our About Us programs, you can see here's the Illinois Lifespan Program, which I am a part of. Here is where you can find our database. And so by county, put in your county. So Paula, provide me with the county. Let's see what we have there.
Let's try McHenry. Or, we
Okay,
already
so
did
let's go to
McHenry. Let's try
McHenry.
Lake.
We have all the counties here. So we're going to go to McHenry. And as you can see, we have various categories. So here's all categories and here's the listing. So we're going to say all categories. We're going to do search. So first, as you can see, is what we commonly call the CIL, the Center for Independent Living. Then we have our early intervention, or the CFC, the Child and Family Connections. Equipped for Equality, which is it's a federally funded agency to protect the civil rights. The Department of Rehabilitation Services, or DRS. Guardianship and Advocacy Commission, which is very important and has information on supportive decision-making, which is now a new alternative to guardianship. Service Inc. is the PUNS agency. And then we have support groups. And of course, we have our Parent Training and Information Center, which is specifically for McHenry County for FRCD, because FRCD covers a large part.
Yeah, that definitely falls in our service area.
Yes. And then again, mention support groups and organizations. If anybody who is viewing this today knows of organizations that need to be or should be posted, please let me know. We are always open to updating and posting information because we know families are in need and we connect with one another. I know it was through another parent that I learned about transportation, local transportation for my son. And again, like this says, if you can't find what you need, just give us a call at 1-800-588-7002. I'm just going to scroll down. We have toolbox, links, event calendars, our fact sheets, so webinars. So this is available 24/7. I encourage you to just, search. And then I'm just going to do right now, I'm going to switch this to statewide. And all categories, as you can see, these are more and different. So I'm just going to do a quick search. And as you can see, these are statewide. So you can view this at your leisure. Again, as we know, this is available, websites are available 24/7. So this is, again, we welcome you to come back to the ARC of Illinois, use our website or give us a call.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, because often at FRCD, we get calls. We don't just get calls for special education. Often we'll get calls from families in crisis. We'll get, calls for housing, all sorts of things. We recognize that even though special education is important, it's very key, it's not the only thing that families need. Especially families who are preparing their children to age out of the system. So I know, like with Lifespan, I know you guys kind of help assist with maybe helping families find resources as well, because it's through the life of the person with a developmental disability, correct?
Yeah, that is a really good point. As you know, with any agency, sometimes it's one call, one question, but as you talk more with the individual or the parent or even the service provider, other questions come up. So especially with transition, because you're thinking about what's the future going to be, okay, so like I said, in terms of that person turning 18, is the power of attorney, guardianship, or supported decision making. That's one kind of category. Then the other thing is, what are they going to do next? Are they going to do leisure programs, park programs? Are they going to be in community
Right.
college? Are they going to be able to live independently? Have they applied for PUNs? That's one thing that I know both FRCD and the ARC really emphasizes to parents. For some of these programs that you want for your son or daughter, you need to get state funding, and the sooner the better, just because there is a wait list for state funding, particularly for people with intellectual disabilities. We collaborate with other agencies. Again, so much we get calls about special education, and so therefore we also refer back to FRCD as well as Family Matters, because we view you as the experts. There's so much change, whether it's the law or whether it's the local school district. I think it's just important and wonderful that we have all this collaboration with the resources such as FRCD.
Thank you so much. Cause yeah, I mean, and it really is about collaboration. Cause I mean,
Mm-hmm.
one agency can't do it all. I mean, I know you guys
Right.
cover the whole state, but still, like there is a lot of need, and it's wonderful that that organizations are working together to help families. Because yeah, if you're worried about if you're worried about food, if you're worried about housing,
Mm,
you're not thinking about school. You're not thinking about the IEP. So like we recognize that you got to look at the whole person, in that
yes.
case, the whole family. So, yeah, I think what a lot of organizations like ours, like on your list, that's where, we're all coming from. So I think that's wonderful that people can just
Yeah.
go in, put in their county, and see what's available to them. Because, I
Right.
mean, oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's so true. Look on our website, but we also encourage families to look within their own towns. And the municipality may have a senior service, and within senior services, there may be programs for persons with developmental disabilities. That's how I found out about local transportation for my son. I don't live in the city of Chicago, but we did apply for paratransit services through the RTA, and then we also supplemented with our local transportation service. So again, looking through your towns. The other thing, working with other organizations, is you find out, okay, who is the organization that knows about local needs? So for example, Lake County has a 211. So that is also a collaboration of organizations. And so sometimes
Right.
we might refer people to the 211 in their county, because they have a better hold on who's in the community, who can help them apply for Medicaid, or if they need rental assistance, or other needs that they might have.
Yeah, you bring up a very good point about like starting as very local,
Mhm.
and then branching
Yes.
out. So that is a very good point, because I do remember during the pandemic, 311, which here in Chicago was,
Hmm.
a lot of people were calling. It was a huge help. And I mean, and the thing is when there is crisis, resources do get strained. So kind of
Hmm.
having an access, or even just being able to, even just organizations being able to connect with one another is really key. And I think we kind of found that out in the last couple. I mean, I guess we always knew, but it was a reminder in the last couple of years.
Yeah. Just today, we have what we call brainstorming sessions among the staff, because we get calls from, like, this particular situation. This was an individual, didn't necessarily have IDD, but their daughter did, and it was an older gentleman, hard of hearing, wanted to do things by email. And so, we had to brainstorm how to help them. And then the person lived in Chicago. So not only did we talk about the Chicago Department on Aging, we said, well, call your local alderman, because that's a local person who could help you too. They have staff, and they can help,
Yes.
with assisting with helping with some of the local needs.
Yeah, you will be surprised at like the number of events that the aldermen have going on.
Mhm.
They have food banks. They have you might have like
Backpack drives,
backpack
especially during the
drives.
summer. Yeah.
Yeah, like all the other things that sometimes we aren't able to cover. But they have, they understand the pulse of their community, or at least they should understand what's going on in their community. And, they can also help family meet needs, or at least direct them to the resources that family may be looking for. So,
Yeah. One particular thing in the city of Chicago, and again, I'm assuming the majority of the viewers live in Chicago who may be on CAN TV, is that, you need to go to your local alderman's office if you want your handicap parking post in front of your house.
right.
I believe, so you have, that's one way where you really, nobody else can do it. You got to go to your alderman office and get the form and I think you pay whatever fee there is for that.
Right. No, absolutely. Yeah, you definitely want to utilize the local resources. And I mean, because, people do hear complaints. So, yeah, I've gone to this website, I've gone to that website. But, you really got to start what's around you. And then, then you can also reach out to, for example, with like Gigi's Playhouse or Natch or whatever, for other things. But you kind of got to work that into your arsenal, especially when you're navigating not just a special education system, but just community, and trying to, maintain your quality of life. So,
I also want to put in a word for the public librarians, because the librarians in those local branches will also have some information as well. So like you, Paula, you and I both know, we look at a variety of resources and then we try to say, okay, this is your first stop. And if that doesn't go, then go to this next one.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, there's been times where like families have called. I'm like, have you tried the library in the local park district? Because the librarians, they know they have quite a bit going on. I think I did early voted at a library. So,
Yes.
they have bulletin boards, and they have like a wealth of information. And I think even during the vaccine drive, some libraries actually opened up their spaces so people could get vaccinated. So they're, within, it's a good point. Within a community, there are a lot of opportunities as well as resources that families can access. I know, like, students who are looking for service hours, they can sometimes volunteer at their local library. But like as we come down to our last minute, the thing is that one thing I just really want to thank you, again, for just ARC of Illinois, for just having so much available to families with developmental disabilities. And I love how your website and everything is like laid out. So that is accessible. Because, when you type in Illinois, you just get a laundry list of links. And you're in crisis. Sometimes that's even worse. So, you guys, you have it laid out, and then there's just constant flows of information that you guys have, coming through. I highly recommend that people check out the Arc of Illinois and see what they have to offer. And then also, again, there's the resource, and then there's just also the policy point. But
so thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity. And anybody, again, feel free to visit our website, send us a comment, give us a call. And FRCD is a wonderful organization. I want to shout them out because, they are there providing information to families about, the rights, whether it's in person or via webinar or a telephone consult. Like I said, my son has autism, and so I went through all the years of special education. So it's nice having FRCD available to assist me was a positive in my life.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who has joined us today. You can always, again, definitely check out the Arc of Illinois and have a wonderful week.